a guide to comparative and superlative forms of adjectives and adverbs. Hello and welcome. Today, we will dive into an important aspect of English grammar: the formation of comparative and superlative forms of adjectives and adverbs. Understanding these forms will help you express comparisons and differences more effectively in your English conversations and writing. So, let's get started. Comparative forms are used to compare two things, expressing a higher or lower degree of equality. To form the comparative of an adjective or adverb, we generally add or use more before the word. For example, fast becomes faster, and quickly becomes more quickly. It is important to note that there are exceptions and irregular forms. Some adjectives have irregular comparative forms. For example, good becomes better, and bad becomes worse. Pay attention to these irregular forms as you come across them in your English studies. When comparing two things with adjectives or adverbs, we often use the word than to indicate the second element of comparison. For instance, she is taller than her brother, or he runs more quickly than I do. Superlative forms are used to express the highest or lowest degree of equality among three or more things. To form the superlative of an adjective or adverb, we generally add est or use most before the word. For example, tall becomes tallest, and quickly becomes most quickly. Similar to the comparative forms, irregular superlative forms exist as well. For instance, good becomes best, and bad becomes worst. Keep an eye out for these irregularities. When using superlatives, we often use the word the before the adjective or adverb to specify the noun being compared. For example, she is the tallest girl in the class, or this is the most interesting book I've ever read. While most adjectives and adverbs follow the regular patterns we discussed, it's important to remember that some have their own unique forms. Here are a few examples. Irregular comparatives. Good becomes better, bad becomes worse, far becomes farther for distance, or further for figurative distance. Irregular superlatives. Good becomes best, bad becomes worst, far becomes farthest for distance, or furthest for figurative distance. Irregular adjectives. Some adjectives change completely in their comparative and superlative forms. For example, good becomes better, comparative, and best, superlative, while many becomes more, comparative, and most, superlative. Congratulations! You now have a solid understanding of the comparative and superlative forms of adjectives and adverbs. Remember to practice using these forms in your English conversations and writing. The more you use them, the more natural they will become. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been helpful in expanding your knowledge of English grammar. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Keep learning and see you next time.